took longer than expected.
It's all right. It's all good. We were gonna we kind of filled in. We're going live right now. I think we are live now. This is awesome. Welcome everyone to day 3 of VCG Con. It's crazy to think that after today we'll be 50% of the way done through the con. So that's awesome. Again, we're starting out the day with one of my favorite games and one of my favorite people running this game. The greatest Doug that I know, and I know a lot of Dougs, but that of course is the one and only Doug Levandowski, co-designer of Kids on Bikes.
Thank you. This is one of my favorite Dougs right here. I think the superior Doug, but I'll take a compliment and roll with it. So thank you so much for having me on. I am super excited for how weird we're about to get here.
I love it. I love it. The chat, of course, with everything going on, I can't keep my I can't keep on the chat like as much as I'd like, but from what I was gleaning from bits and pieces here while I was scoping out the chat that we had going on up until this point, we're in for a pretty wild session, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Well, let me let's just go around and introduce. I'll introduce the players, or I'll let the players introduce themselves. How about that? I'll just shrug off the responsibility. Let's just go around the table here, the virtual table, I guess. We'll start with Harold. Harold, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Introduce my real self or my character self?
Both. How about that?
So I'm Harold. I'm up in Fairfax, Vermont. I will be playing Theodore today, who's a 15-year-old conspiracy theorist, kind of bookworm type character. He's pretty self-conscious, and he likes animals a lot. He loves to kind of go out and observe animals in nature and stuff. He gets along with them a lot better than with other people generally. And that's Theodore kind of in a nutshell, I guess.
Let's also give you a shout out for the work that you do, because you're an educator.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
And
I work at a local high school. I I co-started the gaming group there, but now I'm the remaining of the two who started it as the advisors. So kind of hanging out with kids on a regular basis, doing role-playing games, playing Magic, all the old school stuff, get some King of Tokyo and other board games and stuff in there, try to get them introduced to newer, less digital gaming and kind of more the old analog style stuff.
Nice. I love that. I love that a lot, because that's the only way we're gonna keep this industry just thriving is to get these next generations into the tabletop and board game hobby. So big props to you, Harold. All right, let's go. Let's see who's next to Harold. John.
Okay, that's right. I'm John Lemaire. I have a very small company called First All Productions, which is just me and my sister Veronica. I made one game called Suet, the card game, which is basically a kind of like Dr. Horrible sing-along blog, but a card game. I also, we do Adirondacon, which is a little gaming convention up in upstate New York, about an hour north of Albany. I've been gaming forever, since about 11. Love board games, love role-playing. Role-playing my first love, though I have fond memories of playing Risk as a very young child with a neighbor who I think it would be a little sketchy nowadays, but anyways, the character I'm playing is Gilbert. Mappy is his nickname. He is a kind of a loner weirdo who is 12 years old. He has his father was a commercial fisherman who, his mother told him was lost at sea a couple of years ago. Whether that's true or not, maybe it was Alice at the local bar and him took off somewhere. But as far as he's concerned, his father's out there somewhere. So he's become a rabid cartographer and kind of studies maps and tides and charts and sea charts, and he's just obsessed with just nautical travelings and such. And besides wearing his traditional 70s garb of his Groovin t-shirt, he also, when usually he's outdoors, he looks like a little miniature Gordon's fisherman with his little yellow, completely yellow rain jacket and hat and such. But yeah, he's a little bit reckless. But yeah, that's about him in a nutshell.
Excellent. Excellent. Let's go over to Robert, or Fen, I
Robert.
should say.
Robert Fennicini. I have a list of names that I go by.
You have all sorts of aliases
Actually, it's only two.
because you're mysterious.
I'm not that mysterious. I'm Fen. I am a lovely individual that hangs out on the internet and plays a lot of games with a lot of people. And I don't have a whole lot of I've made things, but I just hang out with people that do. So I do, however, run a Twitch stream called Guild of the Phoenix, where a lot of my stuff goes over there. I am playing Tegida, excuse me, a lovely popular kid teen who is here to have fun and hang out with some people that normally maybe wouldn't hang out with, but it's always good to take a breath of fresh air.
Nice.
So.
Absolutely. Miriam.
Hi. So I'm playing Naseem, a 10-year-old South Asian kid with the bowl haircut, where you put a bowl on your head and then you just cut around. I have jet black hair, brown eyes. I'm a little taller than average, and I live with my grandparent in our town, and my parents are always at sea, so that's a source of anxiety, and which is why my grandparent basically has taught me how to scout and sort of survival tips in our town, and that sort of helps with some of the anxiety that's there. And yeah, and they wear essentially their parents' cable knit sweater that's quite large for them, so it's almost like a tunic with a belt and leggings.
Excellent. And I'm going to be playing 11-year-old Bryce, who is the funny sidekick. I'll try to bring the funny. I don't know if I will, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. But yeah, I'm an orphan, and I just kind of hang around the town, and hopefully one day I will get to be a ship captain at some point. And that's, I have black hair. I'm kind of small, scrawny, kind of like I was when I was 11, but totally not me. But all right, Doug.
Yes.
Here, this is what I do. I'm taking it. This is my show right here.
Yeah.
Catch it. It's your. Oh, wait. It's over on the. Oh, you got it. Oh, one-handed. That was amazing.
What can I say?
That's a top play right there. I gotta bring it over to ESPN.
Right. I hold the Guinness Book of World Records for scrawniest kid ever featured on an ESPN top play. So. All right. So we did some character creation and did some town creation prior to this. So let me set the stage for all of our viewers at home. We are in Anchorage, Alaska in the years 1970. The fishing industry has bottomed out, but residents in Anchorage are hopeful that a few of the new industries who've come into town are going to help them climb back up. in the meantime, people spend their days looking at the beached Russian sailing vessel from the 1700s, trying to tune out the sound of the genetically enhanced penguins. Local scientist Locke Martree tried to give the penguins the ability to speak, but wound up just making them louder. Or some of the more adventurous people will climb up to Cat's Eye Peak, which is a hilltop bluff overlooking the ocean. And from there, you can look out and see an island that, from the angle you look at it from Cat's Eye Peak, looks like a cat eating a fish. There you go.
Nice.
The other spot where most of the kids hang out is Art's Place. It's run by a salty old dude named Art, who sells penny candy, comics, live bait, and it's sort of like the general store there. The adults tend to spend their time with the Bay of Anchorage Incorporated traders, or BAIT for short, as everyone calls them. What we haven't done yet is we haven't done any of the character creation relationship questions. So we're going to go ahead and do those now. I'm going to go around and have everybody in the group answer a question about the person who went after them in the lineup for introductions, and then we'll switch it up a little bit. So
Challenging my memory already.
what's that? I've got it all. I've got it laid out here. Some note cards. So
Look at that, Doug. You that's some top-notch GMing right there.
He's a pro
You know,
GM.
That is. It's almost like maybe
I
you
also
should give
feel-
maybe you should give some tips on how to online GM.
You know, I would be happy to do that. How is, say, Friday at 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I think I can make that work.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Cool. But as we move into some world building, which also I'd be happy to talk about, but my only available time is 4 p.m. on Friday.
Oh,
You make that work? World's Greatest Doug?
yeah, I think we can probably make that. Wow, so Friday is like all Doug. It's a very Doug-centric day. I realize. I just
All Doug's all the time.
All Doug's.
Doug's
It's
24/7
Doug Friday.
Doug's. It's wow. I guess, how did I not realize that?
Huh.
But that's awesome. I'm excited now.
Yeah. So our first question is going to be, Theodore, you're going to answer a question about Mappy. So is this Theodore, do you know Mappy? You are a 15-year-old conspiracy theorist, and Mappy is a 12-year-old loner weirdo. So you're 3 years apart. Do you know Mappy?
I think our paths have crossed. Our parents my father probably worked with his father. My father also works in the fishing industry and actually lost a couple of fingers in an incident on the boat. So he may have been on the boat with Mappy's father before he disappeared.
Okay.
And I could certainly see seeking him out for questions about what he knows and stuff like that, trying to figure out the mystery of where my dad's at. So.
Okay, cool. So you two have, so we'll say that you know each other. Theodore, from your perspective, do you have a positive or a negative relationship with Mappy? Just from your perspective.
From my perspective, I would say, well, most of my relationships with people seem to me to be negative, and trust takes a long time to build up. So
Okay.
I'd say it's positive in that regard, but it's probably somewhat of a neutral relationship from an outer perspective.
Okay. So we'll go with positive then. Can you give me a D20 roll?
$15.
15. What do you and Mappy have a mutual weird love of?
I'd say knowledge. Like, I love just looking up and knowing things about, the penguins and the other wildlife in the area. And he seems to love maps and having that knowledge. So maybe just some book sense.
Cool. All right. Mappy,
Okay.
do you know Tagita? Tagita, how old are you?
Tagita is 16. And
So, Gilbert, do you know Tagita?
Yes, I'm thinking perhaps maybe because it's just me living with my mom, maybe Tagita babysat a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Tahita babysitting for, especially when maybe Mappy was a little younger, is more kind of where I'm seeing that.
And my
and-
mom may be a little overprotective too, so sorry, I mean we're talking, but
No, you're good. And since your mom, and that kind of works pretty well because Tagita is also of the protective type. So
Okay. So, Mappy, would you say it sounds like a positive relationship with Tagita then?
it's mixed. I'll mostly say positive, yes, just because obviously I think I'm too old to be babysat, but
maybe it's we haven't seen each other in a while as a result because you maybe have reached that point where you are too old to be babysat.
so yeah, that definitely can work.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so yeah, let's go with a positive. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so give me a D20.
All right, that would be a 3.
What great kindness did Tagita do for you that he doesn't even remember having done for you?
Let's see. How about um, let's see. Maybe they've kept alive the or sorry, I'm struggling here.
Okay.
So yeah, they yeah, basically just really oh boy, I usually don't struggle this much, but yeah, just Tagita really just kind of pointed out it kind of it has kept me in a very positive state of mind, especially when after my dad had disappeared. Just said a lot of kind words and kind of kept that hope alive that because I think by this time my mom is convinced he's dead and everyone else maybe even have had a funeral service for him, but you know she or Tagita kind of has helped me you know kept that hope alive that he could still be out there. So
Cool. All right. Now, Tagita, Nassim is a 10-year-old scout. Do you know them or not?
Do I know them? I think I would. I think I would. Tagita would know them. But I think it's because it's more so our paths have crossed in very weird circles because as a scout, I kind of see Nassim venturing off into places that maybe they shouldn't, but end up going. But as a result, you know, Tagita runs into them because they are trying to you know, hop into like older party type things or stuff like that.
Yeah, totally.
And then Tagita has probably talked with them at those because of it. So
Cool. So would you say that's a positive relationship or a negative relationship?
I want to say it's
Good.
I want to say it's neutral, maybe leaning positive.
Okay.
I want to say a lot of the conversations have been in passing over and not a lot of depth to them. So
Okay. I mean, we could also say that this is a character you don't really know that well then.
okay, yeah.
Okay. So give me a D20.
A D20 roll. That is gonna be a nat 1.
All right. What good thing have you heard about Nassim that you can't believe is actually true?
That I can't believe is actually true that I have heard about Nassim. What good thing? From what I've heard of Nassim.
Do you want me to throw a couple of suggestions, or do you want to think on that?
No, I want to say that he's heard that they are convinced that Mothman is real and will do things to help people in their searches for Mothman. And it's a very noble and good deed, but he can't believe that it's true and that they believe it's a real thing.
Cool.
I charge 5 cents for a door.
All right, Nassim. Bryce. Do you know Bryce?
How old is Bryce?
Bryce is an 11-year-old funny sidekick.
Yeah, probably, because we'd be about the same age to be in class together.
Okay, great. Positive relationship or negative relationship?
I would say a positive relationship.
Okay, give me a D20.
18.
When did you first realize that you loved this character, either platonically or romantically?
I'm gonna say platonically. I think when I think I'm fairly new here, like been here maybe 3 or 4 years, and was the first person to come up and sort of be very welcoming, and actually sort of be like, "Hey, do you want to go see Mothman?"
Cool. All right, Bryce, what about Theodore? You are an 11-year-old funny sidekick. Theodore is a 15-year-old conspiracy theorist.
I mean, I think we've had so many positive relationships that we have to throw a negative one here at this point. So, sorry, Harold. It's nothing personal, but I think we're gonna do we're gonna do a negative relationship.
All right, give me a D20.
That's a 16.
How far would you go to make Theodore suffer?
I mean, he does kind of annoy me with all his conspiracy theories. So, I mean,
You're just like everyone else who's out to get me, Bryce. Jeez.
I mean, I'd probably go out of my way to, but not like, I wouldn't want to like cause him any harm or anything. But I definitely, if I could get him in trouble for something, I probably would.
All right. Is everybody good if we do one more set of questions to make some more connections here?
Sounds good.
Sure.
All right, cool. Theodore, you and Tagita, do you know Tagita or not?
So we're roughly the same age as well. So I'm sure it's a smaller kind of town. Probably we're all in the same school together. So I'd say we at least know of each other. I've seen him. He's a popular kid. Probably keep my distance from him.
Okay. So would you say that's a negative relationship then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, give me a D20.
19.
What do you do to intentionally annoy Tagita?
Um,
And if any of these you feel like just super don't fit, we can do a different one.
I'd say maybe one of the things that I do that does annoy him, I don't know if it's like intentional on my part to annoy him, would be like constantly just spouting off about the birds that are allowed and kind of there's conspiracies that I believe around those and somebody trying to kind of use the birds to take over and to come after the people of our town.
Cool. All right, Tagita, you and Bryce. You're a 16-year-old popular kid. Bryce is an 11-year-old funny sidekick.
I want to say I don't know him.
Okay. All right, give me a d20.
An 11.
What bad thing have you heard about Bryce that you can't believe is true?
What bad thing have I heard about Bryce? I want to say that what have I heard about Bryce that isn't true? I can't believe it's true. I want to say that I've heard that Bryce is very sorry, I'm having a harder time with this one.
It's okay. Do you want to think about it for a minute, or do you want a different one?
Why don't I go with a different one? Just change it up.
Okay.
That is going to be a 13.
All right. What bad reputation does Bryce have around the town? It's very similar.
Yeah, it's very similar, but I think that one works in a different way, and I can answer that one a little bit easier. I think Bryce has the reputation of always being second best. Never quite the first.
Kind of hits home.
I know it's a little close to home, and I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
And I kind of am just like, I hope that's not true, but
Okay.
see.
Cool. And Bryce, for Mappy, positive, negative, or someone you don't know?
I think it was positive. I think since I'm an orphan and he has a dad that's kind of out of the picture, I think we have that common bond maybe right there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, so give me a d20.
No, sorry. That is a 7.
What plan do you and Mappy have that excites you?
What plan do Mappy and I? Maybe we're going to go and use one of his maps to go on an expedition when we're older. Like that's what when we grow up and we're out of school and we're like adults, we kind of have this thing that we're gonna go explore someplace with his map skills.
Cool. All right, Mappy, you and Nassim.
Yes. We definitely know each other. And I think it's again, I did a positive relationship. I feel like there should be a negative here. So
Yeah, so in the full, like if we were going to set up a campaign, I would have everybody answer both positive and negative questions about each person. So you can have an overall positive relationship, but say like, I want to do a negative one about this person.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. I think I'll do a negative one for this one. So
okay. Then give me a D20.
All right. How about a 15?
That's a number. Sorry. Sorry, you said 15?
15, yep.
Okay. What would this character have to do to get you to forgive them?
Basically just say they were sorry for ruining that really nice, precious map that I had. I was showing it to Nazim, and they spilled punch or a pop or a soda or some sort of liquid all over it in the middle of, and it was a very old map that I had found in a thrift store, and I was showing it. I was all excited, and they just did not seem to care. And I told them to be careful, and ended up spilling that drink all over it.
How
And yet,
is I supposed to know that, when you put a soft drink in your bag and you walk around and jump around all day, that when you open it, it's going to explode?
but you didn't even say you were sorry. You were like, so what? It's just an old piece of paper. Get over it. You didn't I'm upset. I could barely talk. I was so upset. And yet you were just like, yeah, whatever. Just some paper. Jeez, get over it. And
I
until I
drew
go
a
to,
map for you afterwards from whatever I remember.
it's not the same. It was not cartographically correct in any way, shape, or form. It was, you didn't even put compass points on the map. How am I supposed to know which end was up and all that? Just an apology. That's all I need. Someday, a real, sincere apology, and I think we'll be fine.
So here for this. Okay. And last but not least, Nassim, your relationship with Theodore. Positive, negative, or someone you don't really know?
I think I'll go with someone I don't really know or maybe I'll go with the negative one as well, because I did a positive, so I think it would be interesting to have that. Sorry, there's like this sort of like a couple of people who've already gotten negative relationships with Theodore.
Okay.
It's okay. I don't trust any of you.
And you shouldn't.
All right. So we'll do a negative relationship. Give me a D20.
13.
What part of Theodore's personality scares you?
I think it's the mistrust of everything, of even when literally there's nothing but honesty in face of it. It's like you'd rather believe I'm being dishonest than when I literally have no agenda to be dishonest to.
Cool.
That's not
Right.
really what you're scared about. It's something else. I know it.
See?
All right. So it is the middle of July in 1970s Anchorage, Alaska. And what are you all doing today? What is the strange thing, or not even necessarily strange, but what's the thing that has all of you in the same place at the same time, and what is it?
Is it the Mothman door? The one that I charge 5 cents for?
So
Well,
that's fine with me.
I was gonna say we could also all be hanging out at Art's place as well. He just there seems to be like a local hangout, or what are we thinking?
I think arts makes the most sense, but I
Yeah.
also see the Mothman door.
The Mothman one sounds more interesting, though. But
Wait, did you say Mothman door?
Tour.
Tour.
Yeah,
Tour.
tour.
Okay, cool.
You know, like how you have like guided tours.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I know exactly where you can see where Mothman last was for 5 cents.
and I could be there. I'll be drawing a quick little map in my sketchbook, of the route.
Mhm.
So that makes
I
sense.
would definitely be into finding the Mothman.
So it could be on the peak, sort of making our way to the peak.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, so you're heading up to Cat's Eye Peak, and just talk to me about what you're all talking about as you're walking up there.
I'm
Put
gonna
us,
say,
put us right in the scene. Just go for it.
yeah, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say over to Mappy. I'm like, Mappy, you didn't tell me that there's so much walking. I would have worn my sneakers.
Well, you know, I can't do my thinking. I can't do your thinking for you. You know, I can only think for myself, and you know, I've got valuable mapping to do here. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I mean, you see how the path kind of steers up here? I gotta make sure I represent the elevations too as we go. And yeah, yeah. Next time, bring shoes, because it's just implied in the whole tour. Tour is Latin for feet, I think, or walking. I think. I'm not sure. I don't speak Latin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, definitely.
I thought we'd be on bikes.
I need to get a new bike. It was a chain broke on mine, so unfortunately, we're kids on feet, I guess.
Kids on foot.
On foot.
Hey,
So-
Mappy.
Yeah. What?
Mappy.
What?
Isn't that your babysitter? Isn't that your babysitter over there? hey, maybe your mom's gonna hire him. Did your mom hire him to come with us?
Shut up. Shut up.
No,
I don't
I'm
need
here
a
'cause
babysitter.
Nassim had the latest dig on the Mothman, and I was loving listening to that stuff. So
Wait, did my mom pay you?
no. Do you see the amount of money I have in these pockets? And he's gonna like turn out a couple, not all of them, because he does have some stuff in them. No.
Technically, everyone paid me. I'm gonna treat myself to some ice cream after this. This is gonna be so cool.
You hear
What's the-
somebody talking? Did you hear someone talk? I did. I thought I heard something. Or was that a penguin calling? Oh, it was Nazim. I'm sorry. I confused it for the squawking of a penguin. Map
Dude.
ruiner.
Dude, you gotta let that go, man.
It was my favorite map. It was 2 months of allowance I spent on that map.
Look, I already paid you back and I drew a map for you. And
Yeah,
if you
that-
still can't find north, then I'm sorry to say. And I just
Oh.
continue moving a little forward.
All I hear is quack, 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 or whatever penguins say.
I don't think it's quack.
Hey, your babysitter's calling you out for not knowing how birds sound.
I'm following after Nassim asking if the Mothman has anything to do with why the penguins are so darn loud.
Well, Theodore, you know what? What do penguins sound like? You're into all this nature and stuff. What? You know, how would you define the sound of a penguin? I mean, I know we hear it in the back. Yeah, okay. That's what Nazim sounds like, just like that.
Oh, I can hear it. It's like, although it sounds more like a hinge.
So as you make your way up to the top of the to Cat's Eye Peak, you're hearing the penguins from the bay below. Would there be penguins in Anchorage and what the hell? Sure.
Well, aren't penguins South Pole?
This is kids on bikes.
Doug, this is your game. You get to do whatever you
Yeah.
want.
You're penguins, goddammit.
Yeah, this is false trope, Alaska.
That's right.
Trope Alaska.
Well, they're genetically modified penguins, so I mean, they'd have they were brought here.
And
Haven't left.
you make it up to the top, and you're just starting to be able to see the wreckage of the old Russian ship when you see, sitting right at the edge of the peak, a parrot looking out at the island.
It's like a tropical bird, like parrot.
Brightly colored tropical parrot bird.
I
Huh.
pull out my bird book from my backpack and start voraciously tearing through the pages trying to find this penguin or this parrot.
All right, give me a brains check. Difficulty of let's say 4.
What's Mr. Fruit Loops doing here?
I got a 6.
Okay, great. So you flip pretty quickly to the page, and yeah, lo and behold, you see that this is a parrot.
I look at the region and I show my book to Mappy and show him the map where it shows like the regions of where this bird is supposed to inhabit.
Not even close. Perhaps maybe it escaped from like a pet store or something. I'll kind of start walking up towards it, like Polly want a cracker? Polly want a
Cereal?
sardine?
Nar, I don't want a cracker. I want to get out to the island.
Ooh. I'll kind of take a step back.
You're a talking bird. Did
That's a
Dr.
very
Locke
specific-
create you?
That's a very specific phrase.
Did who create me?
Locke? Martree? The one who's been fiddling with our penguins?
Nar. I be cursed.
Oh, well, if
As
you're only
in-
cursed, okay.
Says the conspiracy.
Wait a second. Are you actually talking, parrot? I
Yar.
know there's guitar.
Are you Toucan Sam?
Nar. Who?
You know, the one that we see at the store with those little donut shaped cereals?
Toucan Sam?
What be a donut?
It is a circle of dough that is then fried.
And
And
it's
sugar.
delicious.
It
It's
is.
delicious.
Fried dough, eh?
Yes.
Nar. I've not heard of this.
Right. You want to get to the island, correct?
Yar.
Well, what island are you talking about there, Mr. Parrot?
It sort of like lifts a wing and like points out. And it says, Yar, I'm not used to this form. That island out there, the one that looks like a cat eating a fish.
What is the form you're used to?
I'm usually a person, but I be cursed.
Mothman.
Okay, my trust just went down in you.
We found Mothman.
What
except
caused-
as a parrot.
I will immediately take out a local map and start unfolding it and kind of showing it to the parrot. That island right there.
Yar.
Wait a second. I think I got a blow up map of it. Hold on. I'll start digging through my bag and find a bigger map.
I don't need to see what the island looks like. I've been there. And that's how I need to get back.
And-
I don't mean to point out the obvious, but those two things on your side, wings, I think they're called. Wouldn't that facilitate your needs a little bit more than us kids?
Yar, but part of the curse is me wings been clipped, see? The dread pirate Rogers, he turned me into swapped me with his bird, see?
So you're saying somewhere there's a person who's squawking?
You've never heard a bird cry before, but now you have. It's like a squawking sort of choking.
We can
Oh,
get you there, I
you're
think.
breaking my heart. What maybe so we should probably get you to this island. Is that
Yar!
What's at this island?
A way for me to get back home.
Okay.
well
Interesting.
I don't want to sound mercenary, but you sound very piratey. Are there any doubloons in back home?
The way I be talking be part of the curse.
I was gonna say he might have a map, Mappy. He is a pirate.
A treasure map. Arr, yes, yar.
Yar,
Yes.
if ye help me stop the dread pirate Rogers, I'd be happy to give you all of his treasure and maps. I just want me body back and to see him at the bottom of the sea.
So
you
what?
want us to commit murder?
If
I
you
don't know
get your
what
body
to-
back, does the bird get his body back?
Yar.
All right, I'll help.
So tell me about this pirate Roger. Is he very jovial kind? Jolly, you might say?
Nar, he be one of the most fearsome pirates on all the high seas. And he have a sea witch what work with him. She be the one what turned me at the dread pirate's request.
A sea witch,
So
you
we need
say?
to go over to the island.
Yar.
Take you with us
Obviously take you with us.
and encounter a sea witch and a pirate.
And send
Yar.
the pirate to the bottom of the sea.
That seems pretty easy to me. Let's go.
Exactly. Let me do the math here. Why haven't we left yet? All right.
Well, because we're having a conversation and we're figuring out who's going to be carrying Toucan Sam here.
Not it.
I will
The
totally
name's
carry a bird.
Thomas?
Thomas.
Thomas
Thomas
the
meet you.
toucan.
Nar, I be a parrot, but really I'm a human.
I reach into my backpack and pull out a little like homemade biscuit that I made and offer it to Thomas.
Uh,
Can I say Polly want a cracker?
the name
like those
be
said.
Thomas, and it takes a bite of the biscuit. This biscuit be pretty good.
Thanks. I make most of my own food. I don't trust anyone else making it for me.
Nar, they be trying to poison ye.
That's what I said.
So, Thomas,
Yar.
how long have you been cursed?
Oh, nearly. What time is it?
I think
Wow.
afternoon.
2 in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What day is it?
March
Wednesday?
13th?
July 13th.
Tuesday.
Wednesday, July
Wednesday.
13th.
Sorry.
Yar. What year be it?
1972?
Okay, about 250 year then.
Oh, so not all that long.
Wait, are you sure the bird's still alive then?
It's,
I've heard birds live long.
I really regret giving him.
Oh, we don't though, Doug. We
No.
don't.
No,
We
I know.
don't at all.
This is for all of you. So he says, "See, it be complicated. when I was cursed, I was trying to break back onto the ship to get me body back. And they caught me, and the sea witch, she threw me through time. So, to me, I think I've been in this body, about a week. But when I saw the contraptions you had downtown as I was walking up here, I thought, nar, this not be the 1700s anymore.
It certainly is not.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess what we need is a boat.
Yeah.
I mean, that would
Definitely a
make
boat.
sense.
All right. Then I will happily carry the parrot.
Back off. The parrot's mine.
All right.
I
It's
feed it
all
more of
over.
the cookie.
I don't want to fight over a parrot. So, yes, yeah. Let's get down the peak and let's get onto the boat, because I don't know about you, but I was basically planning on just going to Arts and getting some Swedish fish. But this sounds a lot more exciting. So,
That sounds good.
And I have 25 cents.
and that's 25 Swedish fish you could have bought.
Yeah,
Or maybe
you have fish from Sweden here.
Oh, the best kind of fish. The only fish I'll eat.
I mean, I don't know that they're from Sweden.
Of course they are. Why would they be called Swedish fish?
A marketing
weren't made in
tactic?
They do have less mercury than the other fish.
That is true.
I'm pretty sure they don't have any fish in them at all.
Oh, yeah, that's the other part of that.
I hope we can rent a boat with 25 cents.
Right. I'm sure we could borrow one. I mean,
Yeah, I could probably talk them into it.
I hear Art has a boat that he never uses anymore. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if we borrowed it. We've spent enough money in the store.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, he rents boats anyway, so yeah. I mean, there's probably plenty to spare. I mean, this is a noble quest we're going on here, people. This is a parrot is out of time, is in need of help from us kids, and adults wouldn't have even believed this nonsense. They'd be looking for some sort of transmission device, or I don't think they make them that small, but they would think this was some big practical joke. But you know what?
Probably Ixnay on the docking Barrett.
They never believe me anyways.
All right, so you're making your way back into town.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, and are you heading right for Arts?
Yeah, I mean, should we technically ask him to borrow his boat, or should we just
I mean, it might make it less of a hassle if we ask him. I could always try.
He's not going to miss it for the few minutes it's going to take for us to find the pirate and the sea witch and defeat them. It's fine.
exactly?
Well,
That's
then
what
wouldn't
I'm
he
leaning
think
towards.
we stole it?
Well, if we ask,
He
it's not
never
stealing.
uses
It's borrowing.
it anyways. He never uses it. The thing has so many. The thing is in such bad shape. It's there's so much growth on the outside. It hasn't been used in forever. We'll I'm sure he won't mind if we just borrowed it. We'll leave him a note. How's that? How about we leave him a note? I got plenty of paper here.
I could always ask him.
I got this graph paper. I'll just put, "Be right back with your boat, Mr. Art." And
I sort of look at Takita and say, we should probably just ask him.
Yeah.
But we could steal the Sea Witch's powers and transport ourselves back in time to before we borrowed the boat, and then he
You
would never
then-
even have seen that it was gone.
But if you transport yourself
I
back in
like the
time
way
before the boat has been taken, then there are 2 boats in that location.
Then we can definitely all fit.
if we do it multiple times, we'll have boats for everybody. We'll have Art will get 2 boats out of this. He'll thank us.
The parrot sort of squawks up and says, Yar, I think this be sounded like we might create a time paradox here. And it seemed to me like that might not be a great idea.
Well, I don't know a paradox, but I do know it's at a dock down by the water.
Well, get this parrot to a dock then.
So, all right, let's go. Let's go. Got to go back in time. Or something like that. Hey, that'd be a good movie where we go, once we get in the past, we can go back to the future when we get done with, after we defeat the Sea Witch. That'd be great.
That movie.
He says, Yar, Back to the Future. That doesn't make any sense. Let's just go.
Yes, I will put my one rubber booted foot in front of the other and march down the hill, ready for this big adventure down to Art's, near Art's place where the docks are, and just in case anyone doesn't remember where his boat's tied up, I will show everybody.
Okay.
So
I am, however, going to ask Art.
I'm going as well.
So
I mean, I'm assuming his, like, the place that he ties it up is relatively close to the store. So if
Mhm.
people felt the need to ask permission, they can. But I'm heading right to the boat. So
I'm getting in the boat with Thomas and Mappy.
Yeah, I'm since I'm Mappy's buddy, I'm gonna make sure that I stick with Mappy.
all right, I'll navigate if someone else wants to drive. Because I can't say that I've ever driven a boat before. So
Wait, is this not a paddle boat?
Yeah, what kind of boat is it?
yeah, let's call it a it has a motor in the back, but it also has a set of oars on the inside. So just your standard probably three seats, just just basically a rowboat with a an Evinrude motor on the back or whatever. So
Okay.
I'm gonna lean over to Mappy and say, "Hey, Mappy, if
What?
we get in trouble for this, we can just blame it on Theodore and tell everybody that it was his idea."
well, you know what? We're the youngest kids here. We just blame the oldest kid who should have known better, right?
Oh, you mean your babysitter?
I mean, the one that's asking
I'm
permission?
fiddling around.
and the youngest, the actual youngest kid who's gone with the with the babysitter.
I'm working on getting the engine started so I don't hear any of this conversation.
All right. So if Theo, if you are working on getting the engine started, how much boating have you done?
My father's definitely taken me on some of his fishing excursions and stuff. I'm not super strong, but seeing the engine on it, like I know my way around starting up a boat engine.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that this is a difficulty of 7.
What skill am I rolling?
If you're trying to figure out how to do it, it's probably brains, but if you have a different kind of skill that you want to make the case for, I'm all ears.
Brains is good.
All right.
This one does not seem to be cooperating. Got a 5.
Okay. So take an adversity token. Oh, and all of you start with 3 adversity tokens. So now you have 4. The way adversity tokens work, just in case you're not familiar, you can spend 1 per point, you need to move something up. So if you want to, instead of taking that 1, spend 2, you can get the engine started, or you can use adversity tokens to activate your strengths. Some strengths require adversity tokens to use.
I'll use the 2 that I had. Like it kind of splutters a little bit, but then I find the choke and give it a nice solid tug, and I'm able to get it started.
Okay. So as the Tagita and Nassim, as you open the door to Art's shop, you hear the boat sputter to life.
Cool.
Is this supposed to sound like that?
He'll continue to walk in.
And I follow.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
You think they'd actually leave without us?
Yeah, they would.
Should we be concerned about that?
Yeah, we'll worry about it later.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Art. Can we borrow your boat?
What's that, kid?
Can we borrow your boat?
Borrow my boat?
Yeah, the one you keep tying up here that I've never seen you use.
No, I understand what you mean by boat. I mean, it's the borrow part that I have questions about. You want to borrow my boat.
Yes, we would like to borrow your boat.
Why?
And we have to deliver a wounded parrot to the lovely island that it came from. And which is apparently just down the cat eating a fish island over here.
Yeah, cat eating a fish island, yeah?
Yeah. And that's where its home is, according to its broken English that it learned from, I assume, the genetic testing experiment thing that the penguins came from. But that's its home.
Can
Everybody
I have
else feels
25
implied.
Swedish berries of fish? And I hand my 25 cents.
Yeah, take the Swedish fish. So you're going to borrow my boat
Yes.
to take a parrot,
Yep. That is wounded.
a tropical bird,
Yes.
to a remote island off the
Yes.
coast of Anchorage, Alaska, where we are.
Yes.
Yes. It likes Swedish fish.
A parrot that likes Swedish fish.
It is said Swedish fish and Catfish Island is home. That is the only 2 things it's said to us. So we're
Son.
just
And he like leans over the counter towards you, Tagita. Son, are you on marijuana?
no. I can go grab the parrot. I just didn't want to bring it inside.
Yeah, I would love to see this talking parrot.
Okay. And then I will proceed to walk outside.
And I will also leave with the 25 Swedish fish.
Okay.
Hey, you guys.
What?
What?
Art wants to see this parrot.
We've already got the boat started. Get in.
What he said. You see, this is just
Just like
complicated.
5 seconds. But this means we don't get yelled at when we come back with it.
No, he is going to steal the parrot. I don't
thought
trust
he would
Art.
Run off with the parrot.
No, Art is going to take the parrot.
I'm not going to give him the parrot. I'm just going to let him look at it. It's different than handing it to him. I'm going to take care of the parrot. The parrot also.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can keep the parrot on you.
Yeah. He just wants to see it for legitimacy purposes. Also, he thinks I'm high for some reason, which I don't understand.
Yeah, he thinks
What
you're
is being
high. He's
high?
going to think the parrot is something that he can make money off of because it's Art. And he's going to take him.
Then don't let him take it. Just go in there and show it to him.
Yeah, I'm already in the boat. I'm not letting him take the parrot. Let's just go.
I got Swedish berries. No, fish. Why do I keep saying berries instead of fish? I got Swedish fish. Here you go.
5 minutes.
Oh, was that for everybody? I'll reach to grab some.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll reach to grab some.
Wait, have you touched them all?
No, I just took the scoop that was in the container and put it in there.
All right, I'll take one that hasn't been touched by anyone.
All right. I think showing him the parrot is you know what?
It means that we don't
With the
get yelled at when we
time
get
traveling-
back for borrowing the boat.
What if we don't go back?
Well, we're time traveling. Remember, we'll come back. How's this? We'll come back and we'll show him the
Wait,
parrot.
we're
'cause
time
maybe-
traveling?
I need to jump in and say that I love that you're debating this more than whether or not you should follow a talking parrot.
Oh yeah, I also love it. It's great.
I mean, that was obvious. Come on.
Can we at least
It's
just
come
safeguard?
through, come on.
Safeguard so that we don't get yelled at, nobody gets in trouble, and we'll all be fine. Also, I love how art.
Follow the time travel logic.
I understand the
go
time travel
now,
logic, but what if we fuck it up?
back.
Hear me out. What if we fuck it up?
Hey,
We're not.
Sorry.
And we bring him the parrot. He'll never know that we actually went somewhere. See, that's why we should have
Why don't we
never
just-
gotten adults involved.
You're the one stealing his boat. I'm the one who's trying to at least cover part of us.
Wow, so this is what it was like growing up, huh, Mappy? This is
We're
what
gonna bring
this is
it
what
back
your
eventually.
Wow, did your babysitter always tattle on you whenever you did something wrong with it?
As a matter of fact, he did.
Really? You mean that the one time that the 5 different times I've covered for you, I tattled on you? Are
Those
you
5
really? What?
Except for those 5 times, you're right. That's it though.
Hey, Thomas, do you want to go into the store for like really quick and say hello and come back?
I start to rev the engine a little bit.
I have a Swedish fish.
Wait. All right, all right, let's just go show him the bird really quick and let's get going because
That way, in case anything goes wrong, which it might, we're covered. And if nothing goes wrong, then we can just pretend it never happened. And we didn't need to borrow the boat in that after all.
All right, let's go.
fine. Just do it. Just take the bird to him. Let's go. Let's hurry up. We gotta get to this island.
Kagita, you're staying in between him and the bird.
Sure. I mean,
Maybe.
Are we going back into the store?
I guess so.
Okay.
We're all tromping in there like.
Hey, Mr. Art, here's the bird.
the bird.
Actually, the bird's named Thomas.
Yeah,
I
the
just
bird.
assumed you were joking. Okay.
Nope.
Hey, Thomas the bird, how's it going?
See, I told you that this is pointless. We shouldn't have ever showed this bird to him.
But see, look, the parrot. This is the parrot we need to take back.
This is the bird.
That's
Eats
a
a
parrot.
Swedish fish.
Yes, he's
Yeah, Thomas takes one of the Swedish fish and eats it. He goes, Yar, what the hell is that? Ugh! Spits it out. It tastes just like sugar and ugh! Why is it red?
And I just do the
Does-
see.
So can we
Does
borrow the
Art
boat?
hear him, or is it just us?
Art is just dumbfounded.
Yeah, okay.
So can we borrow the boat?
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Turn around and hightail it back to the boat.
we don't even wait for a
Parrot on
response.
my shoulder.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
it was really easy. Didn't take any time at all. Also,
Yeah, no, that was yeah.
I will follow suit and run. There we go.
Art. I don't do marijuana. I do way worse things.
Okay, so you make it back out to the boat, and so who is driving? Is that Theodore?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll say Theodore is.
I've got the lever for the motor in hand.
I sit myself right in the middle, not to any edge, as you see, sort of like I'm just trembling a little as I step in. And I turn to Takeda and say, so what's this iguana called Mary? that Art keeps talking about?
Marijuana. It's a plant that sometimes people smoke. It's like cigarettes, but different. You get a different kind of thing.
So you're saying
My mom says hippies smoke it.
Oh yeah, hippies do. Like
so
it's a
you're
lot of hippies.
saying I could just take some grass out
No,
and
don't.
sell
Just-
it to people.
Nope. You in theory could. People would get very mad at you if they found out that it was not actually the substance.
It's a
I would-
special plant the government made to keep people under control.
For all his wild, crazy conspiracy theories, yeah, exactly.
So Bryce is like sitting in the front of the boat, like just staring out, like making sure that, because he's very intent on the horizon, and every once in a while he'll look back at Theodore and make sure he's piloting this boat, or
Yes, I will
maneuvering the boat
navigate.
just fine.
So if it's
Yes, I will
grass, why is
navigate.
it called an iguana?
It's not. It's marijuana, not iguana. No G there.
Okay.
I think that's Latin for hippie, I think is what that is.
Sure is.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think it's Latin for hippie. So, yes, I'm going to have my map out and navigate, because my big fear is getting lost. So, I will be, got my compass out. I will have the map out. I will be, just making sure we're heading the direction that we need to, so that we get there quickly and without running into anything bad.
And I'm making sure to steer us directly into the waves, so we're kind of jumping over them instead of getting tipped side to side by them.
And whoever's sitting on two sides of me, I have a death grip on both of them. As I technically don't know how to swim,
Oh boy.
and my fear is drowning.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'll shout to Theodore every once in a while, like, "Come on, let's crank it up. Let's go."
I've got it all the way up. We're gunning it.
Okay, so as you're heading out there, what small problem do you run into?
how about the engine gives out?
It just runs out of fuel.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
the steering is kind of off or broken, so anytime you take a right, it goes left, and then the other way around.
Or maybe a some sort of a large aquatic beast like an orca or something breaches nearby or something.
Yep, Braun check versus the orca. No, all right, yeah. So we're gonna say you're about you're part of the way out there when the motor just sort of cuts out,
Okay.
right?
I'm gonna look at Theodore and be like, "Dude,
I
What?
forgot to grab the gas can.
you didn't check for the gas?"
It started.
Yeah, but
I figured Art was supposed to be the responsible one. God.
Well, he never drives it, so you'd expect it to be full, right?
He did this on purpose.
how far away from are we from the island at this point?
You're about 200 yards away from the island.
Ugh.
Well, there's oars, right? We can still go. We're not going to be trapped here forever, and then we'll have to swim, and then suddenly people will grab your ankles and you'll go under, and then you're going to be buried forever 100 feet away from shore.
Yeah, I don't.
That barely ever happens.
That just happens every once in a while.
I mean, just the people who don't know how to swim. So I
Yeah.
mean, we're all fine in here because
Yeah, I mean, we all know how to swim though, so we're good.
Yeah.
we all
Yeah,
grew up around
We've
here.
grown up here. Jeez.
Well, I don't know how to swim yet.
We could
Well,
teach
no,
you.
that's-
You want me to teach you how my dad taught me?
Okay, then you're allowed. Then you should probably be worried. So
We could just row the rest of the way, right? It'd suck.
Yeah,
but
I could. How about you guys each take a row, an oar. Mappy, you take one.
I've got to work the map.
You always have to work the map.
what map does
Gita
that
looks
have?
like the most muscular amongst us.
Yes, yes.
That
I
is
mean,
vastly inaccurate.
he's the
Incorrect.
teenager, so yes, he's gonna get us there the fastest.
Sure.
Row,
Not really.
row, row,
Gonna say
row,
no.
row,
the boat
row.
gently
Gently
to the
down.
island.
So Tagita, you're gonna row.
It's an unwise decision as I am not very brawny, but I mean, if somebody wants to pick up the other row, the oar,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
are
I
two
mean,
oars.
I'm in
and
the middle.
if I only had to do one oar,
I'm at the
another-
front.
oh no.
all right. Well, if I have to put down the map, I guess I can see the land, right? So
I'd say it's how hard can it be? It's not like we're going through like a cave. It's an open water
It's all right.
towards
Yeah.
an island.
I'll
Yar, and then we have to go into a cave.
Well, we can worry about the maps when we get into the cave. But right now, I don't think we need the maps to get to across a open
saying that-
stretch of water.
I'm just saying, I got it. Here's here's the map of currents, and here's where sandbars and
How often do those change?
all right,
Wait, sandbars? Are there also sandwiches?
that's what we're gonna go fight, right? Is a sandwich? Oh, I could fight a sandwich right now. Oh. Anyways,
I wish.
give me another Swedish fish,
to help me.
and
Here, I have a couple extra.
I'll pop a couple Swedish fish. We'll sit. Well, actually, Nassim, you're gonna have to move if you're in the middle seat. That's where the oaring takes place. So,
But if I move, I might capsize, and if I capsize, I'll drown.
I mean, if you move, you won't capsize. If we all move too much, then we capsize. You just
Okay,
might.
fine. I'll row.
Just to point out, while you guys are arguing over it, we're starting to drift sideways, and the waves are rocking us more.
Well,
I
then we get
start
rowing then.
paddling furiously in the opposite direction, whether or not it's actually helping.
Do we start doing that thing where you just kind of like since
Go
when
in
one
circles.
person rows and it just makes you go around in a circle?
Eventually, just counter rowing and getting it to the right direction.
Yeah.
This is our adventure, just doing donuts in the sea.
Oh gee.
Okay. I will also row.
Okay. Everybody who's rowing, give me a brawn check.
All right.
It's gonna be a 5 from me.
It is going to be a 6 for me.
Okay. So you list a little bit toward Nassim's side, but you're able to get it going in the right direction. You make it to the island, and you pull up on this rocky, barren coast. And the parrot says, "Yar, Yar, we're not far now. Pull the boat ashore so it doesn't float away."
we'll do. Jump out, and I got my boots on, so I shouldn't get too wet, and start pulling the boat ashore.
No.
Okay. Cool. So as you do, the parrot jumps down on the ground and starts sort of trotting ahead of you.
Okay.
All right. Are you showing us the way there?
Yar, this way.
All right.
Onward.
Let's go.
Onward.
All right. So it goes towards the center of the island. Can you hold up the map of the island again? All right. So where did you land?
Where did we?
Am I here? Okay, there we. We're landing right here, kind of on the shore.
Okay. So there's this narrow path that leads, you won't be able to see it, but sort of like up from where you landed into where the cat's nose would be. And so you're walking along that path. And when you get there, there's this clear pool in the center of the island. Perfectly clear. You can see down, and it goes down at least 15 feet. And the parrot says, "Yar, well, we jump in here, swim to the bottom, and when you swim back up, you'll find that you're where you want to go."
Wait, we have to jump in the pool, swim to the bottom, and not drown?
Yar.
Are you doing this as well?
He says, when I tried to take me boat back and take me body back, they tied rocks to me, threw me to the bottom, and when I pecked myself free, I was sitting atop the bluff.
Huh.
So that's where you wanted to be?
I guess, I don't know.
Are you sure that's how this thing works?
Boy, oh, I have no idea.
Good enough for me.
I think we do it.
All right, so are you jumping in?
So yeah, I'll just I'll dive head first and go into the water.
All right.
I'll make sure all my maps are in their watertight compartment and jump in as well.
All right. So as you're doing that, Bryce, give me a flight check.
Flight is a D10. It's right there.
Actually, wait, hold on one second. I actually have specific rules for
swimming in like mystical pools.
Swimming for one of the adventure prompts. Oh no, that's just holding your breath. Okay, never mind.
I mean, I'm hoping I'm holding my breath as well.
Yeah. So, what is your what's your grit?
My grit is a D6.
Okay. How are you as a swimmer?
Okay.
Okay. You had time to prepare before you jumped in.
Yep.
And you are trying to move. So yeah, you're able to make it to the bottom of the pool with no trouble. You touch the bottom, and then you let yourself pop back up.
Right.
Back up is no issue whatsoever. And as you get there, your friends aren't there anymore.
Whoa.
For everyone else, you see him go to the bottom, and as he touches the bottom with his hand, he vanishes.
I will immediately jump in after him.
Okay. So what's your grit?
My grit is a D20.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, so you have no trouble.
Okay.
You make it to the bottom, you touch the bottom, you pop back up, and you see him sort of like, as you touch the bottom and then look back up, you see his legs sort of scrambling to kick up out of the bottom of the pool. Or out of the top of the pool.
So I've watched both of those guys go down. I'm also observing Nassim like kind of backing away from this thing. And I look over at Tagita and like if we're gonna go, we need to all go. And
Yep.
kind of give him the eye and look toward Nassim. Like,
No.
Really?
And I'm also staring at the lone boat and being like, I'm pretty sure that's just as bad if I were to go back by myself, because
Mhm.
then if I drown at sea.
Can I peer pressure you into this?
You can certainly try.
Sweet. How do I do that? Do I to roll? I'm rolling a charm for this, or
Yeah.
Sure.
okay.
So I'm going to say that convincing them that this is a good idea is going to be pretty difficult.
Okay.
Um,
Would being cool under pressure be helpful?
cool under pressure would help you. That allows you to spend an adversity token to take half of your die's value, right?
Gotcha. I believe so. Yeah.
What's your charm?
D20.
Okay. Yes. So you would get a 10, and then as a teenager, you have rebellious, which gives you the ability to add 3 to rolls when you're influencing younger people, right?
Yes.
And so that's the 13 that you would need.
Okay. Cool.
So
Let's do that. I'll spend-
so convincing them to do this is an extraordinary feat.
Okay.
But you're able to do it.
Gotcha.
All right. So walk us through it.
I kind of will stand before Nassim and go, I mean, even if you don't know how to swim, we'll be able to like pick you up and help you out. It'll be all right. And this is a good way to get learn how to swim. It's a nice small pool. It's not gonna be like drowning in the ocean. So also when you touch
Okay.
the bottom, you don't have to come back up.
Okay. Push me. I can't do it.
Okay.
I can't move.
And then he'll step behind them and just give them a gentle push.
Okay. So what's your plan for getting a person who doesn't know how to swim to the bottom of a 15-foot pool?
Continue pushing them down to the bottom.
Okay. Give me a brawn check.
Okay. I am less good at brawn. That is going to be a 7 though.
Out of
D6 plus 1. So
okay. Oh, so you exploded.
yes.
That's
Yes.
good, because a 7 is not going to cut it.
Okay. So then I roll again on a max.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're now leaning towards calling these lucky breaks.
Okay.
So something happens while you're doing this that makes you succeed more than you would have otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
so once they go under the surface, I'll jump in and kind of start helping to push him also.
Okay.
Okay,
There's gonna-
give me a
there's
brawn
gonna be
check.
another 6 on top
Another
of it.
6.
No. Sorry. 6. That's 5 plus 1. Not another explosion. Or
Oh, okay. So
lucky
you
break.
only had the +1 one time.
Oh, okay. Then just 5.
Okay. So that is 12.
Yes.
And I have a 5 on my brawn also.
Okay. So with that, you're able to just get Nassim to the bottom. They're really starting to panic. And as they touch the bottom, they vanish.
Cool.
Nassim, you suddenly appear at the bottom of this pool, completely alone. Give me a flight check, and this is going to be at a -3 penalty. You are panicking.
Oh yeah. Okay. So flight?
Flight, yeah. Or fight, whichever you prefer.
Probably fight, because with a -3, I'd have to explode to even get 1.
Okay. All right, so fight your way up to the surface then.
Okay, so that is a 5. -3, so 2.
Okay. So Nassim, you're drowning.
Yep. I'm just flailing around and
Yeah. You're moving towards the surface, but not that quickly. The other 2 of you appear, and about just above you, you see Nassim frantically trying to it almost looks like Nassim is trying to climb the water.
Mm-hmm.
and it's obviously not working.
I will
What do you two do?
try to grab her and pull her up, I guess.
Okay, so you grab them, you try to pull them up,
Excuse me.
and give me a fight check.
Fight. Okay. Okay. That is going to be a 4+1 explosion. And then a 1, so 6 total.
Okay. So you're almost able to get a hand on them, but they feel you grab them. They think you're pulling them down, and they clock you in the face.
Sorry.
All right.
Put up his hands and
Theodore.
I am just like pushing off the flooring or whatever the ground here is with all of my might to try to kind of launch myself upward and blast into and push them with that.
Okay. So that's a smart maneuver. So I'm going to say you can either use your brains or your fight if you want.
I will go with brains for sure.
All right, you're looking for an 8 here.
I got a 3. It wasn't that smart.
Oh no.
Okay, so you launch yourself up, and as it happens, you get just kicked in the side of the face. Things
All right.
things
Can I?
go a little bit fuzzy. The surprise from getting hit in the side of the face makes you like take a breath, and you suck in some water. The two of you up at the top see some bubbles start popping up from the bottom of the thing.
Can we see what's going on in? I mean, we see the bubbles, but can we see the people struggling?
Yeah, you see them. It's perfectly clear, so you see them down there.
All right, I'm gonna dive in to see if I can grab them or see if I can help.
Okay. Give me a diving in to help after you've just seen them get kicked in the face is a gritty thing to do. So you can either give me grit or fight.
I will go with grit. That's a big die, and such a small number, 2
Okay.
out of 20.
So you jump in. I'm about to TPK you guys. No, I'm kidding.
I'm
Save
sorry.
It's in a hole.
Also, I don't know how the parrot's going to get here. But so you all see Theodore jump in, and Nassim, as you see Theodore coming down, you're like, okay, great, another person is trying to drown me. So you like yank out of the way and like claw at his face. Theodore, you take stubby nails right across the jaw.
Oh gosh. I'm so sorry.
I guess since I'm the only one left, I think I have to go down and dive in and make sure everybody's okay.
You need some sort of a punch in the face as well somehow.
Yeah, I mean it's only fair. If everybody's struggling, I gotta go in and help. So I'm gonna go do the same thing. I'm gonna jump into the.
The dice are gonna go.
Wait a minute. Wait, you said the parrot's still on the other side, on the first side? Like nobody ever
brought the parrot with you.
Oh man.
I thought the parrot was the one leading and went through first.
No.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Well,
the parrot actually specifically said that the only way they got here the first time was they tied rocks to him.
All right. Well,
could I have dragged the parrot with me in my?
No. I'm gonna dive back in and realize that nobody else has the parrot because they're all fighting with each other, and I'm going to go to the bottom and come back and try to come back up the other side, just because I don't want to get stuck with those shenanigans that are going on underwater.
How wide is this thing? Is it like a chimney width or?
Definitely not wide enough for him to do that.
No.
So
Oh, okay.
I think I had the parrot because he was with me and I was the last one there. And that's why I kicked off the ground because I'm holding the parrot like this, like trying to get up with him. So that's why I torpedoed myself instead of using my arms.
Okay,
All right.
we can retcon that.
All right. Okay. Can I see if there's any branches around, like any trees with like some long branches, and I can just like kind of stick them into so that people have something to like grab onto to pull themselves out.
Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay.
Give me a brains check.
It's a D.
Roll a 1. Come on, Doug. Roll a 1.
It was a 1.
Was it?
Yes.
So remember, everybody who's failed, take your adversity tokens. You don't see anything, but you see that Nassim is getting closer to the surface, like kicking off of a person's face, and sort of like now you actually have something to climb. So you're pulling Theodore down as you.
Can I use prepared to sort of move forward, where I think it allows me to use 2 adversity tokens to just happen to have 1 commonplace item with you. Your discretion.
What item would you have with you?
Probably, I'm trying to think, like maybe a small beach ball or something that has air in it.
No, because that would make it almost impossible to get down to the bottom in the first place.
Oh, that's true.
So you see Nassim sort of pop up to the surface and frantically grab at everything. Give me either a grit or a brawn check, Bryce.
I am going to I'm gonna roll a brawn check. 12, sorry. That's a 10.
Okay, so you grab Nassim and yank them out of the water, right?
All right.
Almost like a clean jerk out of the water.
Sure. Even though I'm scrawny.
Right. Yeah, it's the adrenaline.
The
right?
adrenaline, absolutely.
The parrot pops up and like swims over to the surface and then steps out of the way.
I keep envisioning like Iago from like Aladdin.
That's...
And then the rest of you are strong enough swimmers that you're able to get up to the top. And you climb out and you catch your breath. And then you have a moment. And Theodore, as you like cough some water out. Oh no, not Theodore. It was who got kicked in the face underwater.
Yeah, that was Theodore.
Okay, so as you cough water out, the parrot looks at the 5 of you and goes, "Oh."
At least it's fresh water.
We're just kids. What do you expect?
Swimming.
Well, except for this guy over here. He's a teenager. He's the responsible one, supposedly.
Art's not gonna get mad at us for stealing his boat now. So
All right, we're not getting into this discussion again. He would have never known.
if we manage to do the time paradox stuff, which I don't know how you're pulling that off, also. But anyway.
So
Anyway.
you go back. So you get out, and the parrot says, "If you've all caught your breath, can we get going?"
What do we see when we look around?
Yeah.
It looks pretty much the same. This is a pretty remote island. It almost looks like you just swam to the bottom of the hole and then back up to the top.
Can we see the outline of the down from here? Like whatever view we would have seen?
No, you followed a pretty narrow path in.
then can you follow that narrow path out?
Where does the bird want us to go?
That's right.
Which way are we supposed to go?
So the bird says, their camp should be just over the hill there.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a stick so I can at least be armed with something.
Okay.
And here's a thought. What if this hole in time actually? What if we're in the future right now? What if it's like year 2400 or something? You know, like Buck Rogers' time. Do we know that this went backwards in time? Maybe. I just speculating. I don't know. I am not 100% sure. I don't know how this timey-wimey wormholey stuff works.
Or did we jump into the future? Yeah, we could have jumped in the future. We don't know where we're at.
So, but let's
I
follow the
stared
parrot.
my watch and then realized it's not going to tell me anything.
All right, let's follow this parrot to battle. I hold up my stick, which immediately breaks in half when I hold it up in the air. Then I go pick up another stick that might be a little more firm.
I'm gonna look around to pick up any medium-sized rocks, so not too small, but not like super large. And I pull the bandana out of my backpack to kind of create a makeshift sling.
Okay. Okay, so you start trekking over the hill, and as you get to the top, the parrot sort of waves a wing to the side and like motions towards the ground. You look down and you see at the coast an encampment, and you see people walking around. You're far enough away that you can't make out anything really about them. You just see people. You see a couple bonfires going, and you see some people milling about down there. And off in the distance, you see a very familiar ship, but it's fully intact. This is the sailing vessel.
I was about to say, is that Russian sailing vessel that got beached on the thing and now it's stuck there?
That has been shipwrecked. It's proudly flying a pirate flag over it. And
What does it look like, the pirate flag?
it's a skull and crossbones.
Is
Totally-
it currently
totally-
beached?
What's that?
Or is it currently beached, or it's like floating and operational at the moment?
It's out at sea. It's not beached.
Okay.
A little tear comes to my eye. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Do we see any sea witches? I'll start looking around.
You see like specks of people in the distance.
I unclip my belt, and that's going to be my sort of like very half-heartedly kind of like whip it around, like sort of like, oh, I'm being so cool, but I don't know how to use it effectively.
Okay. Give me a fight check.
So that is a 5.
Okay, that's exactly what you needed. You managed to not whip anybody in the face with it,
Including yourself. That's awesome.
Including myself.
including yourself. So the Thomas the parrot turns to you and says, "Would you knock it off, kid? You're gonna get us all in trouble."
So, are they on the
Turned
ship?
Scottish for a second. I don't know why. He has some terrible accents.
That's okay. I mean, Scottish pirates are still pirates.
Yep.
Are they on the ship or?
You're not able to see far enough out to see if there's anyone on the ship.
Okay. Also, a question I posed to Thomas then is the same thing. Are they on the ship or?
He says, probably they're all ashore at this point.
Good.
Where do you think your body would be, Thomas? Is there? I mean, can we see the people on shore, or do we got to sneak up closer to get a better look? Is that what we're thinking?
just look for the squawking old guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do have a pair of binoculars in my backpack from my nature watching.
Okay.
So I'll pull those out and show them to Thomas.
What be these?
It's you're from pirate time, so they had the spyglass, right? This is like two of them put together. So you can look through one if you want, or you can look through both of them. Kind of hold them up in front of the bird.
He tries to look through one. He's like, "You can look through the other one if you want."
All right. I'll lean in.
It's awkward. Why not just buy two? And sure enough, as you look through, you see men and women down there cooking, and some are drinking, and there's one who has the sort of stereotypical pirate garb, the hat with the skull and crossbones on it, crudely painted on, and he says, "Yar, that's the captain." And then you see this this person standing behind him, who every once in a while tries to climb up on his shoulder. The captain sort of brush him off.
That's amazing.
Guys, they're down there. I see the captain and it looks like the bird person.
Everybody. Arr.
How do we get the bodies to switch back, though?
I think we just have to touch them together.
Is
No,
that
we
how-
have to bribe the sea witch.
we have to bribe.
Does she like
this-
Swedish fish?
Oh, I bet she would.
It would be something novel.
Wait. I saw this movie called Freaky Friday. Maybe if we can get them to realize that they're really, oh no, wait, no, that wouldn't work in this situation. Sorry. That was two
Well,
people
we'd
who
need
were about-
lightning, I think.
So, yeah, so we need a distraction, right?
Well,
Thomas, Bird, what do you think?
where's the sea witch that we want to make a deal with?
He gestures up the coast. She says, "She mostly keeps to herself."
Does she like music?
Exactly. What does she like?
Does she like candy?
How about long walks on the beach?
Evil, though I've not spent much time with her.
All right. Well, the only way we're going to be able to barter with her is if we actually go talk to her.
Let's go
I'm
talk
going.
to her. I'm
Let's
going
go.
too. Let's do it.
Thomas, come with me. Let's go.
He says,
I
"Oh, this
follow.
would be a terrible idea."
No, this is going to be a great idea.
Okay.
I'm very charming once you get to know me.
I follow along behind.
All right. So you, Thomas sort of like points the way with his wing as you're walking. He's reluctantly perched on Bryce's shoulder. And you get to a cave near the sea, sort of where one of the ears would be, right? So going into the ear canal there.
Nice.
And he says, "Yar, this be her cave. This be where they transformed me."
All right.
Sounds like it's where we need to go then.
Do we need your body here with us, or is it just gonna be magical?
He says,
Do you know how this works, Thomas? Like we need details, man. Details.
"If I knew how this works, I would have turned myself back."
Well, let's go talk to her and find out what she wants. Maybe she'll be happy with a couple Swedish fish. Because I think that's all that's left, right? Maybe 2 or 3 left.
Do we have anything that belongs to her so we can make sure we don't get captured?
Well, I do have a really old treasure map that maybe that'll be worth something to her. Maybe.
Is the treasure map new now that we're back in time? Isn't that how things work with time travel?
I found it at Goodwill, so I'm not sure.
And if we if we mess up, if we don't make things happen in the past, doesn't it erase things in the future?
I don't know, but
Which
I
means
don't
that I
know.
never spilled my drink on your map.
That's true. Hey, we could tell her I got this magazine that's full of like sports statistics and who won the and we could just trade her that. Maybe?
I
Or
don't,
maybe knowledge. And I pull out like whatever book I was reading as summer reading.
oh yeah. All right, let's go. I'm going in.
Okay. So as you make your way towards the cave, the parrot's sort of mumbling that this is a terrible idea, and you smell this foul stench coming from in the cave. You go in, and you see this woman bent over a cauldron with a wood fire underneath it, stirring it and muttering to herself. It's all very stereotypical.
Right.
This looks like
Um,
out of one of those old witch movies.
Yeah. Excuse me, ma'am.
As you say that, she waves her hand behind her, and the whole wall shifts. And now there's no way out of this room.
That's okay. That's nothing to be scared. That's typically normal. I've seen this before.
I'm on the other side of that because I was hanging back, not wanting to get captured. So
Okay.
guys just see the wall shift in front of me and everybody disappears.
Yep.
I start banging on it.
Oh,
Without turning around, she says, "What do you want?"
We're here. This is Thomas. Do you remember him?
Ah, the parrot.
You have such a lovely laugh. That's
Thank you.
yeah.
One of my strengths.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Yes.
Thomas would like to turn back to his human form?
I'm sure he would like a lot of things.
Can we make that happen for him?
What will you give me?
Swedish fish?
What? Fish from Sweden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very it's yes, it's a delicacy over there.
yes. Imported.
Okay. She sort of like turns, and her face is gnarled. It looks like it's been broken and reformed hundreds of times. And she sort of crutches over to you on a cane, and says, "Let me see the fish."
I pulled a little plastic baggie that I had put some in and offer it. It's like see-through.
She says, "I've been needing these for a spell. Swedish fish." She looks at one and she sort of pokes it. She says, "What? These don't look like no fish I've ever seen." And suddenly she's a pirate. "These don't look like fish I've ever seen."
That's right. They're from Sweden.
They are.
Hmm. What else do you have?
Knowledge from the future as I pull out my somewhat waterlogged paperback novel.
Oh yeah, it's ruined. Yeah, that's destroyed.
Soggy mess, and I just sort of prop it in her hand.
She moves her hand away and it just sort of drops to the floor.
How about this? I pull out I take out one of my maps from my waterproof tube or whatever, and I show her it's a treasure map. And I just start pointing out all the interesting details. You know, there's the this is the Black Cove over here, and you can see, nautically speaking, it's these are the latitude and longitude, and it's full of I'm sure it's a treasure worthy of a handsome sea witch like you.
So this is a map that you drew, right?
No, this is just something I got from Goodwill, so it's probably like just some fake map from I don't know. It could be Disney World for all I know, like a Pirates of the Caribbean map or something. But it looks almost real, but it's just on glossy paper, and
All right, give me a charm check. Your difficulty here, if you want to really try to convince her of this, difficulty is going to be 15.
All right. Well, let me roll this D4.
Is anyone able
Just
to
so you
tell?
know, once you find out what the difficulty of something is, you don't have to try to do it.
Okay.
And the more you fail, the worse it is.
All right. So fours explode, right?
Yes.
So, all right. So, okay. So I got a 8 altogether. So.
Okay. So you fail by 6. All right. So she says, "This map is what? No, what is this? This is. I've seen better maps drawn by children.
I have one of those too. I pull out one of my hand-drawn
I'm
maps.
not interested." He says, "One of you." She sort of looks you over, and she says, "You want to get him his body back, right?"
Yes,
Yo.
that's what we'd like to do.
Okay. She says, "And this old body, it's not as good as it used to be. So, a body for a body."
What's that mean?
"One of you agree to trade bodies with me,
What does that mean?
and I'll put him back in his body."
Hey, Theodore's not here, so we can give. Yeah, let's.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nassim, I'll call it even for ruining my map if you agree to this right now.
What does that mean, a body for a body? What happens when you swap bodies?
So if I trade with you, you go into my body and I go into yours.
So
You get your friend his body back, and I get a fresh young body. You get this old withered one.
Like Theodore, who can't object to this. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
He waves this hand with what looks like broken fingers on it and says, "I'm not one to be fooled with a body I haven't been seen." No.
I'm still pounding on the rock outside.
So
Well-
if I'm in your body, does that mean I can do magic now?
No, child. Magic comes from the mind. You'd still have your mind.
Why would we do that then?
Why would I do anything for you?
Because it's nice being nice.
There's that laugh again.
You're serious.
My grandparent always says that one good deed deserves another, and that even if we don't get something right away, it will eventually come to us.
She says, "Well, that's the first thing I agree with. One good deed, me putting your friend back in his body, deserves another. Me getting out of this decrepit old body. I'll put him back in first.
I don't like this at all.
So the pounding on the door continues, and she says, "Oh, for God's sakes!" And then slides the wall over, and just as you're about to pound, you sort of like
stumble in.
Yeah.
Whoa, guys, what did I miss? Jeez.
Oh, hey, Theodore. Yeah, there's this nice old lady here. She really wants to meet you. She said that she was really curious about who was on the other side. I think you guys should meet. And yeah, we did not make any kind of deal with her at all.
I kind of walk up and like, hi.
Greetings. Yes, this would be a fine body.
Nice. Yes.
See that? She said you had a nice body. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, I think.
See?
So do you willingly trade bodies with me?
Wait, what? Trade? I mean, this isn't my favorite body, but I'd kind of like to keep it, I guess.
I got a couple others at home that I like better, but
Think of it like the boat, where she's just borrowing it for a little while. That's all.
Yeah.
no, I'd be keeping it.
Do you want this to happen or not?
I don't think that's a deal I want to make.
Well then,
Hey,
that's
what,
a
what if
body
we?
for a body.
You're a witch? Is that what this is?
Yes.
I do have some other things I could barter with. I pull down my backpack and pull out my cassette player. Do you like music from the future?
Your cassette player that's now totally waterlogged.
I just ring it out. It's
If you
fine.
stick it in the sand for a while, it'll soak all the water out.
She says, "What is this?"
This is the Beatles' White Album. It just came out 2 years ago. This is beautiful, glorious music. This will make even your body happy again.
Okay.
Ooh.
Give me a charm check. It's going to be difficulty of a 9. Actually, wait, hold on.
Can I play the music? I only have a D4 for charm. So
Yeah, it's going to be a difficulty of 7.
And can I spend
I do get an explosion.
can I spend adversity tokens to help somebody else, or is that a specific strength?
Yeah, if you're in the same space, you can spend adversity tokens to help.
Yeah, I'm gonna help as well.
I rolled a 4 and a 3, so on a D4, so it
great.
exploded.
Okay, so does anybody want to chip in tokens to help to
Yeah,
greater success?
Yeah, I will.
I will
Yeah,
as well.
I'll throw in 2 actually, because I'll sing along to whatever Beatles song is playing.
Okay,
How
that'll
many
help
do
them.
we need?
so if you succeed by 5 or more, it's an impressive success.
I'll
So I
chip in
spent
2.
2.
Okay,
I'll do 1. So
great. So she hears this. What song do you play for? What song?
So it opens. We'll play Back in the USSR.
Okay.
It's the beginning of side A.
Okay. So she's very confused by like what she's hearing, but
Hold on. Maybe we should sweeten this deal with drugs. It's how Beatles intended this music to be listened to anyway. So
Back in the
Should we do-
USSR. Don't know how lucky you are, boy.
The USSR. Those Moscow girls. I don't know the words. Really knock me out. JoJo's always on my mind. Yeah. Yip-de-doot.
Wait. No, all right. I fast forward. I have a perfect one for a witch. Oobla dee, oobla da, life goes on. Rah!
Okay, so she's sort of tapping along, and she goes, "Yes, yes, okay, yes."
Wow, that worked. All right, here, you can have this. Change your friend back.
She says, "Well, I need the other body."
Of course.
Thomas, didn't I ask you about this? Didn't I say, don't we need the other body?
She says, "But, hold on." So she goes back to her cauldron, and starts grabbing stuff, throwing it, and mixing things up. And she says, "If you drink this, you'll be able to sneak in undetected. This potion will turn you completely invisible."
All right. I'm going to hand it to Theodore.
Does it taste like Swedish fish?
Theodore, are you gonna drink some?
What does it smell like? I'm wary. I'm certainly cautious of a liquid that's not made by me.
Yeah, it smells like manure.
I'll drink
Not
it.
the good kind.
I hand it to
Not the
Mappy.
good-
Like, Mappy, your dad would drink this. I think you should.
Yes,
Can I
I
use intuitive?
will totally drink it. I will close my eyes and take a big sip.
All right, give me a grit check of 4.
Grit check of 4.
Yep,
All right. Well, that was a 5. So
there you go. So you throw it back, and nothing happens. You're standing there. Everyone's still there. You look down at yourself. You're still there. For everyone else, he vanishes.
Oh, where'd he go?
I turned
you
him
I wasn't
invisible.
drinking
I
that.
told you.
I can see myself. Did this work?
Oh, Mappy?
Oh, Mappy. I'm going to
Mappy?
reach out to him to see if I can.
All right, you
Mhm.
put your hand on his face. You feel his nose splat up against your palm.
Hey, I'm right here.
Ooh, this works.
Mappy, you look how I've always felt now.
That's depressing.
She says, "But it won't keep you invisible for long. You only have about an hour. It'll take you longer to get back to the pirate camp. Here." So she dunks this old leather wineskin in, and pulls it up, and this gloopy, sort of gross-looking liquid is dripping off of it. But she says, "Drink this right before you go in."
Can I use intuitive to sort of figure out what it's all about before I gulp it down?
Sure. So intuitive is. So yeah, you can spend an adversity token to ask
yeah.
me a question, and I'll answer honestly.
Which is, what's in this?
All kinds of gross stuff. Entrails. You're looking around. You're looking at the things that she grabbed from, and everything's sort of clearly in piles around here. There's some herbs. There's what very well might literally be dung. It's either that or mud. You're not sure which. You sort of hope that you sort of hope that it's mud given its consistency. But it definitely doesn't smell like mud. So yeah.
Yeah, whenever we get to drinking it, I'm gonna chase it down with the Swedish fish.
Okay.
Fair enough.
and I give everybody some extra Swedish fish, whatever's left, to chase it down.
She said, well, as you go to offer the Swedish fish to other people, she says, no, those are mine. Remember? And she takes them.
That seemed to just give them to her.
I just hand it over, and I
You
have
don't
like,
have to. She just swipes them out of your hand.
yep, I have the look of like a kicked puppy on my face. Like, no, why?
She snarls at you. She says, you offered them to me. Now you want to tell me you want to break a deal with me?
No, I just thought because you had said it wasn't enough that wasn't part of the deal, but clearly it was. Okay, bye.
She waves you off and says, come back when you have this man's body.
I'm just gonna hang back just for a second and let everybody leave the cave, and then I'm gonna take my waterlogged wallet and pull out my waterlogged picture of my dad that I have and just kind of hold it up to her and be like, "Have you seen this guy?"
She looks at it, and she says, yes.
Yes.
He's one of Roger's pirates.
Oh man, thanks. I go running out of the cave.
Yeah, she calls after you. Good thing you asked. That would have been quite a surprise when you got to the pirates.
Oh.
Okay. So, yeah, do you tell your friends or?
Nope. I'll keep that one to myself. Let's hurry up, guys. Let's get down to the thing and
Geez, Mappy, I thought you were ahead of us.
Yeah, where?
Wait, what?
You gotta tell us where. Someone needs to put like. We need to put something on Mappy so we know where he is.
Well, let him just disappear too. Because I mean, if he vanished, then anything touching him vanished. So
Well, we can see. I don't know. When you took a Swedish fish, was it, or when you were going to, did it kind of disappear as you grasped it?
He never had the chance to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, his clothes are gone.
Mappy, come here. I'm tying a bandana around his head so we can.
Yeah, because of the rules of invisibility in pop culture, the bandana tied around his head is just fine. His clothes.
There's a
We can take
floating
it off when we
bandana.
get closer.
Oh, so I mean, you have to walk for a while to get there. You walked for quite a bit to get to this cave. So you walk for quite a bit to get to the cave, and then so it takes you a while. In that time, he comes back. He reappears.
Oh. Does he slowly reappear? Does he like just have like a leg that appears, or does he all reappear?
All of a sudden,
at once?
he's back.
Oh, whoa, Mappy.
Hey, I'm back. All right, let's get this done.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll grab an extra stick in case I have to do two-fisted sticking or something.
Is the stuff that we have with us extra of the invisibility potion, or was it a different potion?
Extra invisibility.
Okay.
Enough for all of us to have one sort of like use.
Mm-hmm. One big gulp.
Nice.
Sounds
wait.
amazing.
Okay, so it is. What time is it? What's darkness like in Alaska in July?
Is that when it's like dark like all day long?
No,
No.
it's the other way around.
Is it
In
the other way
fact,
around?
Probably
Yeah.
sunlight is only like 4 or 5 hours a day.
Okay, I couldn't remember which way it kind of worked.
Around 11 o'clock at night. Okay. So you walk for a long time, and as you get closer, you start hearing the sounds of people talking on the beach, laughing and making revelry and all that sort of stuff.
do we?
All right.
Guys, I'm
let's-
tired.
Yeah. How? When's sun? Oh, right. Sun's gonna be up for a while.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm looking. How close can we get? I'm gonna try to sneak up as close as I can to the edge of their camp.
Okay.
And
Are you taking another swig of the stuff first?
yes, absolutely. Yes.
Give me the
Okay.
bandana back.
Yeah. So you take a swig and stash whatever stuff doesn't turn invisible, and you are able to easily sneak into camp. You see a bunch of people gathered around a bonfire, and they're singing sea shanties, drinking rum, and telling stories. It's all very stereotypical.
All right. I'm looking each pirate. I'm scrutinizing them carefully, looking for one particular pirate.
Yeah. So how long ago did your father disappear?
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
So you see a man who looks just like your father. He's got the only difference is he's got much shaggier hair. His and a full, poorly maintained beard. He's got one arm around a woman who you recognize as Alice, the floozy that he supposedly ran off with. And he's singing loudly and laughing.
Oh no. But he's supposed to be in shackles. Yeah, I am going to try to. I guess I should. I guess we'll discuss what are we doing as a group. I guess I'm.
Yeah, I assume you talked about this beforehand.
I feel like we'd probably try to make a beeline to the Birdman and try to, I don't know, maybe cartoon knock, bonk his head and just drag him back.
Or does any of us, Theodore, do you have any more of those crackers or those biscuits?
I do. They were in a Ziploc bag, so they're still decent shape too. I've got like 2 left.
Maybe we could distract him with the biscuits and get him to notice us. And then we'll grab him and bring him back to the witch's, the sea witch's cave.
Good work. They are good biscuits.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And the fallback, and we can just bonk him on the head and then take him back.
I did forget to have my backpack on when I drank the potion, so they're still visible. So I'll have to carry them very cautiously.
Is how far away from like the shore are we? Is their camp? Because I'm assuming they probably have dinghies to take them out to the main boat.
Mhm. Yeah. So they have this bonfire on the beach. Their tents are set up further up the beach, and the ship is out a pretty good ways. But there are definitely dinghies anchored there, sort of moored there, so you could row to it.
Maybe we should. I'm wondering if we should create a distraction while we're maybe set one of the dinghies on fire, or if the whole crew, maybe we should steal their boat. That would be awesome.
We can steal the ship.
Let's see. What are we thinking?
We can try to steal it.
Well,
I mean, we can do anything.
How close are we to where the bird dude is?
I mean,
You haven't seen the bird dude yet.
I'm just wondering if we set one of the dinghies on fire, that'll, right after we get the bird. If we can do the bird thing where we can lead him away, then like before we grab him, we could have someone set the boat on fire. So pull the pirates to the burning boat in the opposite direction of where we're going with the pirate guy. It may be a little while before they notice the bird guy is missing. That may buy us enough time to do that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good.
Sounds
that
plausible.
works. Yep.
We definitely don't want to get caught by these guys. They're gonna be out to get us. So.
I'm perfectly happy doing anything that keeps my feet on the ground.
Does anybody have a light? Tagita, looking at you.
Yeah. You pull out like an old Zippo lighter and give it a couple flicks to see if it still worked.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so you have this plan. I assume, drink the invisibility potion.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yep.
You have your half hour. Or was it an hour? I forget what I said.
Hour.
Hour, great. You have an hour. Go.
Cool. Tagita's gonna go off to, set fire and cause chaos.
Okay.
I will probably be unless Theodore is doing the biscuits himself, I will offer to do the distraction biscuits or offer to do the backup bonk on the head sort of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the biscuits. So I'm balling. I'm like kind of pulling the cookie apart and making little balls of it that I can like throw at him from a distance, even though I'm invisible.
Right. And I'm just going to stay invisible and do my own thing while you guys are all doing that. So
I'm gonna like mess with the pirates and slow them down and like trip them and basically
Tie
just
laces.
tie laces and cause even more havoc as far as they're trying to attend to the boat.
Teamwork.
Okay. All right, so let's start with the people trying to find Birdman. Where are you looking for him?
I'm kind of wandering aimlessly through the crowd, just trying to like veer away from the people and not get in the way where they're gonna hit me or anything, but kind of just looking around because we had seen him from up top, so I'm trying to find that area again, but probably lost a little bit of my bearings.
Yeah, so that was like many hours ago.
So trying to find wherever that area was, though, wondering if like he's in the captain's quarters or something that might be located around there.
Yeah.
Like the biggest dent.
You don't see him in the ring of people there. Everyone who's like singing in regular human words, you're pretty quickly able to deduce is not Birdman.
Maybe look for like, I don't know, the biggest dent, like like how I've seen in these movies where it's like the biggest dent is like the war dent or something like that. That's where the captain would stay.
Do we see any pronounced tent like that?
You do, yes. You actually see one with a pirate flag right in front of it for extra stereotypicality.
We'll quietly kind of walk over and listen to see if we hear any weird humanoid squawking.
Yeah, so inside you hear...
I think we gotta go there.
We'll like slowly start to try to sneak in, very slowly, making sure that we don't run into anybody when we come in. Kind of cautious, even though we're invisible.
Yeah. So you go in and you see this bird man, right? This guy like perched on the edge of the bed, like unsteadily trying to keep its balance just on its feet on the edge of, but like crouched down on the edge of the bed.
Is it the only creature person we see in there?
Yes.
So I'll take one of the balls of the cookie and kind of toss it over toward it.
And it hops down and takes it.
And I'll put another one and kind of start making a little breadcrumb kind of trail backing out the doorway.
All right, cool. So let's cut to the ring of pirates. So Bryce and Tagita, you two are at the boats, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mappy, talk to us about what you're doing.
I am just basically standing kind of off in the shadows, just staring at my dad. And I'm kind of, what I'm going to do is wait for all this stuff to go down. And if I can, I'm going to try to talk to my dad at that point after after people start running and all that stuff, because my mission is completely changed now that I see that my dad's here. And so I'm just going to kind of let everybody else do their thing, and then I'll jump in when I can, or if I can do anything, I'll trip a pirate or something. But my main focus is to try to communicate with my father and have a conversation with him. But so like I said, I'm just kind of in the middle of the ring near my father, just kind of watching everybody and waiting to hear the ruckus break out and all that stuff. So.
Okay. Yeah. So he's singing. He's one of the loudest ones there. Every once in a while, he turns and kisses Alice in a way that's really awkward for you to watch.
Never liked that, Alice.
But he seems to be having the time of his life. All right, so we'll cut over to the boats.
Yes.
Tagita, you are. Talk to me about how you're trying to light this boat on fire.
I was gonna try to find like maybe firewood or just spare lumber parts and some twigs and try to start a fire that way.
Okay. Give me a brains check of 7.
Brains check of 7. Let's see how bad this goes. I have day 10. Okay, it's my not be as bad as Give me a second. That is a nat 1.
Okay.
Big old one.
So you manage to, as you're trying to light the boat on fire, you gather your kindling and your wood and stuff. You manage to drop your lighter into the water.
Shoot. Not something I can easily get back, I presume.
You can get it back, but then when you try to click it again, no sparks, nothing.
Okay. Because it was open. Now it's all wet. Okay. Shoot.
So you look over at Bryce, who you can see. Those of you who drank the invisibility potion can see each other.
Okay.
So
I'd be like, dude.
I know. Sorry, Butterfingers. Gotta.
So are there any like fires around that like the pirates had made like while they were on shore or anything? I don't know how to make fire without any other.
Could try to steal a log from one of their fires.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Might go a little
So
crazy, but
how is that that's gonna look like the fire is just floating over to their boat?
which
Yeah, that's what I'm
honestly-
gonna do. I'm gonna go over to the fire, grab one that's partially like not burning and bring it over and throw it in their boat.
Heck yeah. I'll back you up.
All right.
But first, I'm going to tie all their laces together if there are any pirates around the fire. So
Okay.
then that way they all get up and they can't like apprehend me right away.
All right. So as you start making your way back towards the campfire, you see Birdman being led out of the tent by the other two.
Oh.
You see Theodore sort of trailing a biscuit in the air.
And I'm right behind Birdman, just like waiting, like just in case.
Okay.
Do we have time for laces or?
Pirates do not notice it.
Oh, okay. We got time for laces then.
So
They're used to Birdman wandering around aimlessly.
Right. He'll come back when he gets hungry.
Okay, well, I guess we don't need to burn their boat down then. So what are we gonna do? I still say we tie their laces together.
Do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Sounds like a good plan.
Okay. Both of you give me a flight check. This is going to be difficulty of 5.
Okay.
Cool. I got a 6.
I got a 7.
Great. So you guys are successful. As they're leading Birdman out of the way, or Thomas's body, as Thomas likes to think of him, you're able to tie all of their laces together.
Nice.
As the two of you are doing this, though, you see Mappy just sort of standing there, staring slack-jawed at one of the pirates.
Mappy, this
I'm
is what are you doing?
Go. Just go. Just go.
But-
I'll catch up. I'll catch up.
I don't-
So
No,
you're gonna look
Yeah.
and then look at Mappy, and as he's kind of staring at one of the pirates, does it click that Mappy thinks that it's one of his dads for Tegita, given the fact that he was,
Yeah. Yeah, give me a brains check 3.
Okay.
Because you've probably seen photos in the house if you've been to the house.
That is gonna be a 6.
Okay.
Again.
Yep, you recognize him.
Okay.
He's
I'll
a lot scruffier, but it's him.
Okay. Whoa. I'll kind of sneak closer to Mappy. Is your dad over there?
I'll be like, it is. Just go. Just go. Just go. I'll
Okay.
catch up. I'll catch up.
All right. I'll be back if you don't, though.
Just go. I'll catch up to you guys.
All right. Come on. Let's go, Dice. And kind of
What was that all about? What's his deal?
he saw somebody that's his dad's over there with the pirates.
His dad's a pirate?
Yeah. His dad
Wow.
his dad that went missing, and everybody is presumed he's dead at this point.
That's totally coincidental that totally happened. Okay, well let's.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we book it off to the witch's lair.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you make it back to the witch's lair. It's the 4 of you, right?
Yep.
Yeah. For us, and then
Yeah.
Well, and Birdman.
And Birdman and
Birdman.
Thomas. Manbird.
And Bird.
Manbird and Birdman.
That's right. And so
Does Birdman recognize Thomas, the body that Thomas is in?
Oh, that would be amazing.
sure. I think he starts walking excitedly when he sees, right? And now no longer following the biscuit, he's now following the body, right?
Sure.
And Thomas is trying to get away as quickly as he can, but he can't because he's not as fast. And Birdman is like awkwardly fondling and like like pecking with like this weird, awkward mouth, the bird. And Thomas is like flapping a wing like, oh, this body is filthy. Ah. But
Alright.
you make it back to the witch's cave. It's just starting to get dark.
I sort of turn to.
But first we have to go back to
Happy?
Mappy. Mappy, give me a brains check, difficulty 6.
Brain difficulty 6. That is a 3, so no.
Okay, so take an adversity token. So you are standing there still staring at your father when all of a sudden the singing stops and everyone is staring at you. Your dad blinks a couple times and says, Gilbert?
Dad, it's me, and I'll go throw my arms around him in a tearful moment.
He takes a big step forward towards you, and in sort of like a domino effect, everyone falls in. Give me a grit check. Difficulty 5.
Are you kidding me? A 1.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He lands on you, and it hurts. Some of your hair gets a little singed, but you're okay.
Okay. I'll just be kind of like, Dad, it's me.
How did you? What? How are you here?
I was exploring the island by myself.
And you found the pool.
And I found the pool. And I wandered down here, and I somehow turned invisible, and then I saw you and Alice.
He says, wait, did you go see the witch?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
What's that?
What? And what did you give her?
I gave her some Swedish fish and a map, and she wanted to swap bodies, but she was pretty happy with the map I gave her. So.
Well, that's something at least.
So, but yeah, so are you gonna come home with me?
Oh. I mean, this is. He sort of stands and he takes out a boot knife and cuts his shoelaces free from the other ones. Alice sort of takes
okay
towards the two of you, and he like waves her off. And he goes, "Come over this way."
And I'll yell to all the other pirates. I'm like, sorry, I tied your shoes together, guys. It was a little practical joke.
They all laugh. Like, they all think this is great. So he says, son, I'm not going to come back to the future with you. God, that's a weird thing to say.
Dad, the penguin sound isn't as bad as it used to be. It's gotten a little bit less. I hate it too, but the penguins, you know, they're a little quieter now.
It's Gilbert. It's not the penguins. It's everything. That's not who I am.
But
fishing is terrible. I like being a pirate, and I like not being married to your mom.
Ouch, Dad. Ouch.
Well, it's true, son.
Just because she made you shave your beard doesn't mean, you can't come back. I mean, what's that Alice girl got that mom doesn't? I mean, I
Oh,
know
quite a few
you
things.
I know she had that cool job at Mel's Diner, but I mean, you know, yeah, mom's much cooler.
He puts his arm around you, and he says, I'm not gonna come back, Gilbert. If you want to stay, you can stay. But I'm not gonna come back.
I I can't leave mom.
It's not that hard.
But man, do I hate those genetically modified penguins.
Be out on the high seas, buddy.
I mean,
There's a lot that I know you like to doodle your maps and stuff. There's a lot that hasn't been mapped yet.
Dad, so tell me about Alice. Is she cool?
She's great. She good drinker, funny, beautiful.
Well, I don't know. Mom's pretty hot, but
That's a weird thing for you to say, Gil.
I was just gonna say what all my friends keep saying. They said Mappy's mom's got it going on, and I'll just have to take their word for it. But hey, can I come back? Can I if I go say goodbye to her? Because I can't just leave her like you did, Dad. That I can't break her heart like that.
Sure, if you want to go and say goodbye and come back, you can do that.
Oh, all right, all right. I'll be back, Dad. I'll be back.
Okay,
All right.
great.
Save a mug of grog for me.
He says, how old are you now?
16.
Says, that's old enough. Give me a quick brains check, difficulty 3. It's a real easy one.
Okay. 4.
You realize that he completely believed you when you said you were 16, and that he knows that he's been gone for 3 years.
Yeah. So. All right.
He doesn't know how far in the future you came back from, though.
Fair.
That's fair.
Do
That's
you
fair.
look 16 though?
No, I do not look 16 at all. So. All right, Dad. Well, let me go. I'll say goodbye to Mom, and I'll be back. Okay.
Okay, great. We'll be here for another couple days.
All right. I'll say bye, Dad.
Bye, son.
Alice. I'll just kind of give her give her a look.
Oh, he's walked off with you from further away. So unless you actually want to go see her.
Yep. So all right. Yeah, I just basically I'll be back. So yeah, I'll just run after and
Okay.
I'm hoping I bought those guys enough time to get done what they need to get done. So
Okay.
Well, at least an hour's.
Yeah, I think it took them probably about half an hour to do what they were doing, so they have a half-hour head start on you. Okay,
Where's
so
Mappy?
He went to go talk to his dad.
His dad's here?
Yeah, one of the pirates.
Do you think my parents are here?
I mean, you can always look.
No, I know they're at sea. Grandpa said so. I have to believe Grandpa.
Okay. I mean, stranger things have happened, so
No, they're at sea. They wouldn't just leave me here.
fair enough.
Okay, so you, the four of you, and Birdman and Manbird make it back to the witch's cave. You
His
go right
name is
in.
Thomas.
What's that?
His name is Thomas.
He has a name.
He has a name.
Thomas, is the bird called Somat?
What's that?
Is the bird called Somat?
It's Iago.
Oh, it's Iago?
Yeah, the Dread Pirate Rogers is a big fan of Shakespeare. He named his bird Iago. So he Thomas in bird form hops over to the witch and says, "All right, change us back then." And you see the witch sort of wave her cane. Manbird sort of like looks like this, and she starts tapping the cane back and forth between their two heads. There's a sort of flash of light, and then the Manbird is now squawking, right? So the parrot is again squawking, and Thomas, back in his body, goes, "Oh, that's much better."
Good.
Turns to the witch and says, "So, how much to help me kill the Rogers?" She says, well, 50 gold? He says, done. And so she starts grabbing herbs and sort of mixing stuff up. And he says, "You kids, thanks for your help. You can go now."
I'm already slowly like backing away towards the door.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And
don't
I-
want to be involved in this.
And I just
Murdering
whisper
people, not my thing.
that I just whisper that, oh, I guess that's why he got turned into a bird.
Probably, but it's okay.
But
Did
at
he
least
just do
we got the
something
bird
bad?
back into the bird body. That's what mattered.
Yeah, the important part thing is we saved a bird today. May or may not have condemned a litany of other souls, but that's okay. And then, do we
Yeah.
see Mappy as we're walking out?
Yeah, so you're starting to head out, and you see Mappy like hoofing it up towards you.
I yell back in the cave, like, if you open the thing up and turn the tape over, there's more music on the other side.
What? This is amazing!
Bye.
Oh, there's our parrot.
A parrot is showing
Yeah.
up.
Yep. A bird has a beard.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you all heading back to the pool?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh
So-
boy.
Yep.
Do we still have Iago with us? I'm still feeding him.
Sure. Yeah. He's all about the biscuits.
All about the biscuits, baby.
That's right.
He knows where the dough's at.
Theodore coming home with a pet parrot. This is gonna be amazing.
All right, so let's smash cut to the next morning. You've all made it back home, unless you want to do anything else on your way. What are you all doing the next day? You sneak back into bed. It's about 2 a.m. when you finally get home.
I'm trying to teach the parrot to talk.
What are you trying to teach it?
Cracker.
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 I'm going to go over to Mappy's house, or maybe I crashed with Mappy since I'm an orphan and I just kind of and I guess I just wake up the next morning. I don't know what Mappy's planning on doing. So
Okay.
I am basically going to I have every intention of saying goodbye to my mother, but then I decide that I can't do it, and I'm just going to leave her a note. And I tell Bryce I write this really long note saying I found Dad, and you know where we are, and I tell Bryce, make sure Mom gets this note, and then I'm gonna go steal that boat again, steal Art's boat again, and go to the island because I'm gonna be a pirate, baby.
Okay.
is the note on a map
Yes, it is.
of like treasure that you've left us in the past?
Oh, hey, that's an awesome idea. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a message that says, "Look under the wreck of the of the of the ship."
Nice.
And when you guys go there, you find like buried underneath the shell of this old ship is a chest with that crappy map I tried to sell the woman, and a pile of doubloons, and your tape recorder with the White Album back.
Nice.
Oh man, you time paradox this tape right back to him.
What about everybody else?
I actually ask my grandpa where my mothers are. Because I feel like grandpa has not been telling me everything.
He says, "What do you mean?"
It's okay. You can tell me. Have they gone back in the past? Just big eyes.
Your grandpa looks at you confused, pulls you in for a big hug, and starts crying. And says, no, they died. Their ship was wrecked. They were lost. They're gone.
Took that a dark turn, y'all.
And I just sort of pat grandpa in this knowing way, and I say, it's okay. I know a way to get them back.
And your grandpa hugs you and sort of pats you on the head.
Yep.
Excellent.
I feel like my end scene is walking back up to Cat's Eye Peak and feeding the birds and looking out and noticing that the wreck is not there anymore.
Yeah, it's in a slightly different spot than you remember, because he still told everybody to look under the wreck.
Right.
But
It's moved.
Yeah, it's like if you look off to the right, it's not there. It's now on the left.
There. What about? Do we have one more?
Yeah, Tagita, what are you up to?
Tagita?
I want to say that Tagita, like a couple days after, goes to check in on Mappy when Mappy is not there. Ends up having a conversation with Mappy's mom over his disappearance and stuff.
What do you tell him?
That he'll be okay. The pirates seem like a good bunch, so, and he's always welcome to come back. So,
I mean, she doesn't believe you, for sure.
Of course not. No adult believes a teenager. What are you kidding me?
She thinks he's maybe been smoking a little too much of the
Mary Iguana.
yeah.
Mary Iguana.
Very iguana. Yeah, she eventually just sort of asks you to leave. Says she's been through enough and tells you it's time for you to go.
Okay.
But Bryce, she offers you, she sort of insists on taking you in.
Yeah, I accept that since I don't have anybody else, and since I feel it's like my duty to kind of take care of to be there for Mappy's mom since she doesn't have anybody else left.
Okay.
All right.
It's on boats.
That was Kids on Boats.
Kids on
Yeah.
boats. Yay.
Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this session. Thank you, of course, to Doug Levandowski for running this. This was really amazing.
My absolute pleasure. This was a blast.
It got that towards the end. We even had folks in the chat. They're like, "Oh, they're like, this is that was straight savage. I didn't think I'd be feeling the feels right now, but damn." Yeah, it was very good. So thank you so much for everybody for giving your time. Everyone stick around because we do have a panel coming up in just a few moments that's talks about freelancing in the industry and how to kind of get started, what you should probably expect, and all sorts of good stuff. We got some great panelists, so stick around. Doug, you'll be back later this week to run for Friday.
Yes.
And who else is anybody else making a return appearance for VCGCon?
I'm coming back for Teens in Space.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah. Same.
All right. Well, we'll have to have you all back on again at some point. And thank you, everyone, for coming on and being a part of this session. Stick
Thanks,
around.
everybody.
Hold on.
We'll
Thanks
be
for-
back later.
Yeah. Thank
Remember
you for having
winning.
us, Doug.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you so
for
much.
being a part of it.
Yeah.
Remember, winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you in a little bit.